Alright everyone, today's video is going to be a little bit different. Now you'll see what I mean when we get to the tutorial hopefully, but this is going to actually be how to find the spectator's selected card face down. Now I will teach you how to do it face up too. There's a few ways you can do it. That might be a little more advanced, but either way is good. And also, the trick doesn't really use that much of a special deck. And you'll see what I mean when we get to the tutorial. So without further ado, let's get into today's trick. So we can start off by having the deck shuffled. And we can have a selection. Now let's say we do that selection. Now I don't want to see the selection. So here you go. Hopefully you can see that. Go ahead and remember that for me. After we done that, we would bring the deck back out and say, okay, go ahead and place your card anywhere you would like. Let's say they place it right here. I would say, okay. Now if you want to, you can shuffle the deck face down, and you can shuffle the deck face up. Any way you would like. So let's say they do that. They can give the deck a few cuts either direction. And once they're done, they will leave the deck on the table. I would say, okay. I'm going to see if I can find your selection. So we're going to do this face down. So I can tell you your selection is not here and is not here. Now if you want to, you could shuffle the deck some more to make it hard for me, or we can continue. So let's say we give it a cut. I'll say okay. We spread this out. Don't think it's here. And I don't think it's here. So we have a little packet of cards left. We can give these a shuffle. And I'm just going to take out a number of cards here. So let's take out this many. Let's give these some more cuts. And let's take out 2 and 2. Okay, so I think we're good here. So now I would ask the spectator if they could make a fist for me. I would place the cards in their hands, and I would say, watch. All I have to do is go 1, 2, 3, and hopefully I can smack all the cards out of your hand except 1. I would ask the spectator what their selection was. They would say it, and I would show them the 4 of hearts. I hope that was the selection. And now let's get into the tutorial. So this tutorial is so easy. Now what you're going to have to do is play around and see what decks of cards are going to work. So in this case I have the Autism Speaks deck from Jorge Anido. Now I actually already have a review on this deck. So I will leave that down below in the description. And I will leave Jorge's channel in the description. So you can go and subscribe to him. But essentially, here is how it's done. Now I'm pretty sure anyone could have came up with this. But I just haven't seen it on YouTube yet. So what you're going to do is take the Autism Speaks deck. And if you look here, hopefully you can see this. You'll see we have some red right here. We have some like a purplish to dark blue. We have some yellow, some light blue, and then red, yellow, purple, light blue. That sort of thing that makes up the puzzle piece. Now this is the whole secret. So for the puzzle pieces, you can see this is red. Now if we turn this the other way, you will see in the same direction the puzzle pieces blue. So maybe you already figured out how it's done. But essentially, what you're going to be doing, is setting up your deck in one way to have all of the puzzle pieces one color. So in this case, I did red for the performance. So you can see I have red on top, red, 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 running right across. So when you spread these out, you'll see it's blue all on top here. The second row is all red. It's purple in the middle of the red, purple, yellow, and yellow. That is the whole secret. So if we take out a card here and we reverse it and put it in a different way, you will see that everything on top is blue. One card is red, and that will be their selection. Everything else is flipped. Now, I say I actually taught something similar to this before, because I did, but this way is a whole lot easier. What I did before was I actually used the pips. So the highest number of pips I left on top, okay? And that is how I was able to do that before. But I thought, hey, this is a whole lot easier. And this could actually be impromptu if your spectator doesn't mess up the shuffling. As you can see, we have the highest number of pips here, highest number here, here, so on and so forth. So I thought, now how could I change that so it's totally impromptu? And I came up with this way. So I don't think I have any other decks in here that I will be able to show you with. But I think you get my point. No decks there. And I don't have any decks down here. So this is the only deck that actually does this sort of thing. So go ahead and grab your deck and put it in one orientation. Now it doesn't matter which orientation. When you're done, you can hand this to your spectator and they can shuffle it. Now they can shuffle it as long as if this doesn't happen. Now, I don't know if you saw what I just did there, but this totally just messed up the trick, because you have cards facing all different ways. You have blue, red, blue, red, blue, blue. So, what you're gonna have to do is, if they shuffle it, make sure they can keep it in the same orientation, or they don't shuffle at all. You can start with some false shuffles. Now, if it's one or two cards they mess up, that's totally fine. You can fix that. If it's like a big group of cards, then we're going to have a little problem. So essentially how I did this was the deck was shuffled and any card is taken out. Now it's up to you whether or not you want to turn the deck. But essentially, I just turned it, but you don't have to because they might want to put their card in turned. So you're not going to see the card, but in this case, we have the 7 of diamonds. So if they take the card out from the blue side, and it's still matching blue when they're done remembering it, that's fine. Turn it, and then spread the deck. They won't think anything of that. Now, if they take the card out from the blue side, and they turn it, well, you can leave the deck the same way. Because this is going to be red inside of blue. So once they're done, they're going to place the card back in. And trick is all done. It is so easy from here. Now normally people won't catch on because they're not going to be thinking about designs on cards and how that could help you find their card. So if they shuffle and you don't mention anything about the designs, they should be good. And all I did was I just made it look like I was finding their card, but I just narrowed it down until I got a red card. Now, what did I do in the performance? Well, I had their card on the bottom, and I had about 4 or 5, maybe 6 cards, okay, a little too much, maybe 4 to 5 on top of their selection. And all essentially I did was I held the cards like this. When I slapped them out, one card is going to be on the bottom, and that will be that 7 of diamonds because it's on the bottom. Now, you might be wondering, okay, how can I do this advanced? Well, start with your deck in the same orientation, however you want to. So in this case, we'll go with red, so you can see it works with both ways. And you can either force a card or get a peek at their card. So essentially, what you're going to do is they're going to choose a card. I'm going to show you both ways. In this case, the 5 of spades. And you're going to want to peek. So what I do is while they're remembering it, I swing cut the deck, and I keep a little pinky break. And this will help you get in your peek. So you place the card in, and all you do is you just lift up on this card, and you lift in, and you will see the 5 of spades. Go ahead and try it out right now. It's that easy. You lift up, you'll see the 5 of spades. It's hard to show, but when you push in, you're going to get that peek. So now you can either control it to the bottom and get one more peek, or you can leave it in the middle. So let's say they chose a card. We catch a break. You take the card, you put it in, you push up and in. You know 5 of spades, so now there's no need for breaks. They can totally shuffle it, but one thing you want to make sure of is that you turned the card. So I forgot to mention that. So if we look for the 5 here, and we come back, we can see these are all red. So when you take the card back, you want to turn it, and then lift up, catch the break, see the 5, and now they can shuffle, just keeping the cards the same way. And the reason you want to do it this way is you can ask them, okay, do you want me to find your card face up or face down? If they say face down, look for that one blue card. If they say face up, well, you already got the peek on that card, so you already know what it is. So you can go through and look for the card that way. Now let's say you want to force a card. Well, this is just as good because you will already know the card beforehand, but you're going to want to have it marked, you could call it. So let's say we choose the King of Diamonds. So we have Daniel Madison on the King of Diamonds. So you can already have this turned and set up. So you can force it any way you want, but you can have that marked all good. So if you want to, you can do the riffle force. They call out stop. You force it. King of Diamonds. You can do the slip force, so it's on top. They call out stop. You force that. Or you can do my favorite force, which is the call force. So I have it about 4th or 5th position down. And essentially, you're going to have them touch a card. Now, when they touch a card, let's say this one, say, okay, remember that card. It's the King of Diamonds. Now, when you put the card back, you want to make sure that either way, if you know it's going to be red, you're going to turn it to blue. If it's blue, you're going to turn it to red. So you're going to want to make sure it's going to be marked. So you know King of Diamonds because you forced it. So now you can look for it face up, or you can look for it face down. Now, one more thing I was thinking of before I end the video here was, let's say you have your 9 of clubs. Let's say you have a duplicate card. So in this case, we have the 9 of clubs and the box. What you can do is you can have your 9 of clubs on top, and your duplicate 9 in the box. Now, what you're going to want to do is force this card. So let's say we just do a slip force, and they remember it. What you're going to want to do is palm this card out, okay? Because you're going to be taking it out of the deck, and essentially why you're going to be doing that is because you're going to say, now, I didn't find your box. I didn't find your card, but the box did. So what you're going to do is palm the card out any way you know how. So, let's say you palm the card out. That wasn't the best palm. But essentially, the 9 of clubs isn't in here. So they can shuffle this, and you can say, okay, what was your card? They'll say the 9 of clubs, and you can go through and say, well, your 9 of clubs isn't in here, but I didn't want to find your card. The box found your card. They can take the box, they can open it, they can take out one card, and that will be the 9 of clubs. Just a little thing you can do if you want. But that was essentially the video for today. Just an easy way to find the card. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know what else you would use this for. If you're going to try this out. If you're going to add this as part of a routine. What do you think about the peak? I want to hear everything. And that's it. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.